Welcome to this detailed breakdown of the interview task in the new 2026 TOEFL Speaking section. This is the second and final task of the speaking section. Woohoo! If you're looking for the listen and repeat task breakdown, which comes right before this one, check somewhere around here, there's a link. Okay, let's dive in. In this interview task, you'll participate in a simulated online interview. You'll see a pre-recorded video of an interviewer who will ask you 4 questions, one at a time. Each question is delivered in a natural, friendly tone, and after each, you'll have 45 seconds to respond. There is no preparation time here. There's no repeats, no ability to re-record your answers, except on my speaking score, we let you cheat in AI assist mode. The format here is designed to assess your fluency, your coherence, your pronunciation, and language control in a real-world conversational context.
Take an interview. An interviewer will ask you questions. Answer the questions and be sure to say as much as you can in the time allowed. No time for preparation will be provided.
You have agreed to take part in a research study about urban life. You will have a short online interview with a researcher. The researcher will ask you some questions.
In the interview task, each question is carefully designed to assess specific speaking skills. Now, there are only a couple of practice tests available right now. This is July 12th, 2025. But if you're familiar with the TOEFL Essentials test, you'll recognize a pattern here. It's something like this. Question 1, context setting here with a personal recall question. This is the softball first question. It's the easiest one. Here's an example.
Now, I'd like you to think back to the last time you visited a city in your country, a city that you didn't live in. Why did you travel to that city? What did you like about that city?
Question 2 rotates into an emotional reaction or a preference like this.
Great. Cities affect people in different ways. Some people find cities dynamic and exciting. Others find that cities are overwhelming and drain them of energy. What kind of reaction do you have to cities? Why do you think you react in this way?
Note you'll see some back channeling nonverbals here. And after each of your recorded responses, you may hear discourse markers like I see or interesting, stuff like that in order to simulate a real interaction. The video interlocutor is obviously pre-recorded. Her reactions, his reactions are on a loop. So it's a bit weird at first, but you will get used to it. Question 3 and 4 will remind you of the independent speaking tasks in the old TOEFL IBT. For example, the interview question 3 is an opinion with support type of question.
Okay. Next, I'd like to ask your opinion. Some people believe that those who live in cities lead more interesting lives. They would argue, for example, that people who live in cities have more access to professional opportunities and interesting leisure activities. Do you agree that people who live in cities lead more interesting lives? Why or why not?
And 4 elicits like a policy or maybe even a prediction.
Good points. Let me ask you one final question. For some time now, researchers have been interested in whether green spaces, such as parks, make people who live in cities happier. Do you think that city governments should create more parks in urban areas to promote a general sense of happiness and life satisfaction? Why or why not?
Scoring is conducted using ETS's AI. It's 100% AI now, and I'm pretty sure this will not be SpeechRater. But let's take a look at the scoring guide. It's interesting. The topic development, language use, delivery constructs have been totally removed. They continue to be important, right? But all this construct jargon from the old rubrics have been removed. Intimidating words like sustained and coherent and automaticity, etc. These have all been deleted. What remains is a shorter, simpler, and easier to understand rubric. To hit the accessibility point home, ETS isn't even calling this a rubric, but a scoring guide, and learners will certainly find the reduced word count in the level descriptors much easier to understand. Each of your 4 responses here is scored on a scale from 0 to 5. Scale has changed too, right? Based on clarity, fluency, grammar, vocabulary range, pronunciation, rhythm, relevance, development of ideas. So, how do you prepare for this task? Well, practice speaking extemporaneously, practice speaking on various topics without preparation time. Record your responses. As always, evaluate them for fluency and coherence. Listen to yourself. Expand your vocabulary to express opinions and preferences, and engage in mock interviews to simulate test environment. I'm thinking ChatGPT interaction here. Note taking plays almost no role here because you have no prep time, so new prep strategies will be focused on real, spontaneous speech. This doesn't mean you can't use a general response framework. You probably should, but the old days of like assembling your response from your notes, those days are over effective January 21st, 2026. Remember, as always, the key is to speak clearly, stay on topic, and deliver a fluent, coherent response within the 45-second time frame. Okay, that concludes my brief overview of the interview task for the 2026 TOEFL speaking section. At My Speaking Score, we're totally pumped. We're building for the new TOEFL. We'll be ready October 1st. Check us out.